After we finished this first test for the EVPs and the science behind it, using the spectrum analyzer and the other equipment, I played back the audio there right after the test or shortly after to see if I could hear anything that I might have picked up on the recorder. Now I'm going to run a little bit of video that we captured of that, because during the video we captured an EVP on the video camera, another one. And this one's pretty clear. I mean, it's not super loud, but it's pretty loud. This is probably a level 3. But it's a response when I'm talking about the voice that we all heard, me and Terry and June, while we were in there. We heard this voice audibly, disembodied voice. And I'm talking about that. And then I get a response from someone that sounds like a male. Now, the other thing I want you to notice in this video is the occasional occurrence of static over the video's microphone. Now, none of this was on the recorder, the handheld recorder, but it came in when I'm playing the recorder back, so after the test. And it's interesting to me that during the test there was no static over the video camera's microphone. But when I'm playing this back and we're talking about it and we get this EVP, there is occasional static that comes in. Some kind of interference, electrical interference was going on in that room that was causing that static on that video microphone. Okay, there's something right there. Something real quiet right there. Yeah, there's something right there. And that's, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. My experiment is working.
Where did it pick up?
Right there.
Something on here, please?
It's Terry, I think. Oh, great! We got it.
What did it say?
Remember when we all heard it?
Yeah, we got it?
Yeah.
Something on here, please?
Did you hear the talking right before?
No, hit it again. I thought I did.
Right here. Something on?
Let me hear it first.
It's 98. Can you say something on here, please?
Who was that?
I heard, oh.
8. Can you say something on here, please?
Home.
Is that you? Can you say something on here, please?
Did you hear it?
Uh-huh.
Is that you?
That was her, but not earlier.
Yeah. So we caught,
Yeah.
this thing caught it. If you were running your audio back there, it ought to even be better.
We got something talking to us right here.
You did?
No, you and me heard
Oh,
it at
we
the
heard
same
the
time.
same thing.
We looked at each other like,
Did you say?
Well, do you remember when we all three heard it and I said,
I
is
did the
that
same
you?
thing, yeah.
And my recorder caught it.
Okay.
And there was one part where it caught something, and right after I say, or right after I hear it on here, it's kind of quiet,
Yeah.
like, and I couldn't tell what it said. And then right after it, it's like I say, there it goes again.
Yeah.
It's at 93 hertz. So it's like, maybe this is working.
Yeah.
If he did.
Mike, we might be getting above that.
It might be. Because I remember seeing this. What's going to be cool is if I can match it up
Yeah.
on the video with the time that thing was flashing. The melt meter hasn't ever showed anything. It's been 0, 0 the
Yeah.
whole time. But this thing, okay, I'm going to mark it. I got to stop it.
Whoa.
There we go.
That was me.
You didn't touch him though.
I set this down.
Oh, vibration.
How long is it supposed to blink for?
It'll go for a little while and then it'll stop.
About 30 seconds, I think. Here we go.
Okay, I took
What was that, minute 15?
Yeah, 20.
I took the report off. Okay. So, I've got my data here. I've got that on the video and me calling out what it was and when it was. So I ought to be able to match it up if there's a correlation.
Yeah.
I like that.
I do too. This is what we've been looking for a long time. Now that's only seeing it's not seeing the numbers on there. Do you want it to? On the EDI?
No, that's all right, because as long as I can see the grid,
Yeah, on the spectrum?
yeah, I can tell where it's at. But we're going to do another one where we're just focusing on that, right?
Okay.
I just got that on the screen, the whole freaking thing.
Okay.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna stop this for a
Hey,
minute.
you know what I
How's my
would
battery
Mike?
doing here?
Couple of $1,000.
Good.
We got it. What'd it say?
Remember when we all heard it?
Yeah, we got it?
Did you
Yeah.
Something on here, please.
What'd it say?
Remember when we all heard it?
Yeah, we got it?
Did you
Yeah.
Something on here, please.
So my take on this is that the same spirit that spoke to us, that was captured on the recorder when we were doing the EVP test, the disembodied voice that we commented on, was still there in the room and commented to where the video camera audio picked his voice up. And we were excited about the fact that we had caught his voice. And his response was, I can do louder than that. I wish he had, or I wish we had heard that and then given him the opportunity to. But anyway, at any rate, that's a pretty good catch. Upon reviewing the results of this EVP test, the data logger didn't seem to show much of anything regarding impact from the captured EVPs. Now, the spectrum analyzer, on the other hand, did seem to show something. And what it showed was some peaks in the 700 megahertz range and some in the 500 that seemed to be possibly significant. Can you tell us your name? I need to turn that around where the microphone is. Okay, I just turned it around. Can you tell us your name? Who's in here with us? There it is again. What is that? Okay, it's at 98 is the following. Can you say something on here, please? Was that you?
No, that was something.
Huh?
I heard
It
that.
was right here.
I heard that.
What did it sound like?
A man's voice, kind of low and gruff. Is that what you heard?
See, I didn't even hear it.
That wasn't out in the hallway.
No, the sound like it was right here. That's why I thought it was that Terry.
He really smooth. I heard
You're
it.
mad, but I think back here.
I think something's back
Did you guys hear
there.
that?
I heard that.
Hey, there it is
I
again.
heard that.
Did it sound like?
710.
I heard something.
Did you hear a voice?
I heard a voice.
Yeah, we
again.
both
Can
did.
you guys move one of those? If you move it, it'll light up and we'll know that you're here. There it is again. 712. Something, did you give us your name? We just want to know who you are. We can hear you talking. What is that? 2.4, that's Wi-Fi. If you can make that blink like that by touching it or getting in front of it. See? Okay, a few more seconds.
So if you can, please just talk to us.
Okay,
Can't whisper.
I'm going to stop it and see if you talk to us. Wow, that was 7 minutes? I don't think we did it that long. We had that 708.
We had 708 again?
Yeah, 707 and 708. The ones that seemed to be the most significant were the ones in the 700 megahertz range. We had several of those that seemed to coincide with EVPs captured. We had 712, 700, 708, 710, 712, and then right at the end we had another 708. Those seemed to be the most significant. Now we had some that were in the 500 megahertz range. There was 3 of them. And then we had one that was in the 1.1 gigahertz. Now what I look for when I'm looking at these things is one, for it to be pronounced, a pronounced peak. And the other thing to be, as soon as the scan recycles on the spectrum analysis instrument, the peak goes away. Boom, it's gone. It's like it's there right after the EVP. And then when the scan starts a new scan, it's complete. Boom, it's gone. Now, some of the ones on the 500, they were little, they were small peaks. And then after the scan completed, they didn't go all the way away. And there were some that I think were probably just the kind of EVPs that were, spoken in the air in our frequency, and they weren't electronically transferred. That's the only way I can explain that some of them, are there, but you don't see any resulting peaks. And here's an example of some of those. That's why we're here. We're just trying to communicate with you, give you a chance to speak where we can hear you. That was June, wasn't it? Okay. Can you please say something on the recorder for us? Okay, I'm going to stop it in a minute and see if you talk to us on there, okay? The vibration thing is moving. Is that, no, that's the EMF. something around 700. Is that?
It's in here.
You say something again. So what can I conclude from this test? Well, I can conclude that we got some interesting readings on the spectral analyzer, worthy of further study, further evaluation. The 700 megahertz peaks are the ones that are the most interesting to me. They seem to be the most significant. When I looked at them after I let the spectrum analyzer run with the camera on it for another 15 minutes or so in the room after we were finished with the test, I didn't see any 700 megahertz peaks on there at all. Nothing. So the only time I saw them was when we were doing the test and when we got those select EVPs that showed it. So that appears to be significant. But before I can really conclude anything from this, you have to first do more tests to see if the results are repeatable. That gives them credibility. That gives you a higher confidence level that what you are seeing and what you are concluding is valid. So more testing is needed. I also want to do a test where I reduce that scale. The scale that I used was from 10 hertz to 3 gigahertz. So it was a wide range of the spectrum. And what I want to do is do another test like that and shrink the scale, and then maybe shrink it a little more to where I'm only looking at, say, from 10 hertz to 20 kilohertz. In other words, the range of our hearing, to see what kind of results I get on that scale. So that's still to come. Next investigation, I'm going to be doing more of this, trying to collect more data. But it is interesting, and it does seem right now to be credible enough that it may support the theory that some of these EVPs are electronically transferred to the devices, and that's why they can be loud on the device, but you don't hear them when they're captured. So interesting test, interesting results, more testing to come before we can really, with any high level of confidence, conclude anything. But it is interesting, and it is worth pursuing.